Hello, family of silver and gold stackers and everyone else who should be stacking and aren't yet. So since this Black Panther MS70 coin has come out, there's a lot of questions. How much? Because there's a lot of interest in it. It's really popular. So people want to say, well, $130, that seems like a lot of money. And I have been explaining now a lot just in the last 24 hours why and what a numismatic coin is all about. Okay, so I thought I should just make a video. It'll be pretty quick, I hope, I think. So I have some notes to help me. That's why I'm gonna look over here sometimes. Also probably have kids running around behind me, but you guys can handle it. So what are numismatic investment graded coins versus bullion? Well, bullion is not a collectible. Okay, so over time, it does not increase in value because of the fact that it's rare or collectible or interesting. It increases in value because our dollar drops in value. So as the dollar drops, the price of bullion goes up. A numismatic coin is an investment graded coin. It outperforms bullion investments because their added value of supply and demand regarding the coins. So that means supply and demand is high if there's less coins usually, or if it's just very popular like Black Panther is. There's also rare coins. Being older are going to be worth more because they're just rare, a few of them, but especially if they're older, because there's going to be less and less over time. So if they're graded, that increases the value. And if they're graded perfectly, that significantly increases the value. Okay, so numismatic coins are graded coins like MS70 Sheldon scale. 70 means mint state, perfect condition, not touched, not scratched, not dinged, vacuum sealed, given an identification number by a reputable grading company, and that means it is in the best condition you'll ever see that coin ever be in for all time, as long as you keep it in the case. So numismatic coins are less volatile than bullion because they aren't simply based off a spot price like paper or ETF traded products. The upside profit potential is significantly higher while the downside risk is low. Numismatic, silver and gold, can be purchased or sold completely privately. There is no requirement to issue a 1099-B to the IRS. So if you recall, if you've been part of our wealth strategies or listened to wealth strategies or looked at the wealth strategy books, if you want to accumulate wealth, we tell you to buy things that you don't have to report to the IRS, completely private, okay? So if you want to get wealthy, if you want to get rich, we can tell you how to do that, and we can tell you what to buy, and this is one of those things. So, numismatic rare coins have never been recalled by the United States government, whereas gold bullion has been confiscated 4 times by our own U.S. government. So, you know, what bullion is priced by the weight, which is just whatever it weighs is the dollar amount, while numismatic coins have a value derived not just by the weight, but also a premium based on the limitation in supply and then the privacy advantages. So investment grade coins are typically a better investment for the person trying to preserve or accumulate wealth over a long period of time. There is no government intrusion. Bullion is the better option for the short-term hold because as gold or silver might jump up, you want to sell. So that brings up another deal. There's a guy named Raymond E. Well, he may not be alive anymore, but Raymond E. Lombra did a long-term study. He's a professor of economics at Penn State University. He conducted this study and presented it to the Joint Committee on Taxation of the House and Senate that would serve as a foundation, providing for the inclusion of gold in the individual retirement accounts, which was then passed by Congress later. So the study covers a 33-year period, and the conclusions are astonishing. So here they are, conclusions. Investment-grade coins were a better hedge than bullion. So if you're trying to get a hedge, which is one of the wealth strategy things we talk about, investment grade coins are better than bullion. This is a 33-year study, okay? So if you're wondering why you would buy these coins because you're only into bars and rounds, this is why, okay? Investment grade coins are a better hedge than bullion against falling prices for stocks and bonds, according to this 33-year study. Investment grade coins yielded significant profits even during periods when the price of gold was falling. For example, from 1988 to 1990, investment-grade coins went up more than 100%, while the price of gold fell from $500 to $360. That's a big difference, right? So everybody's like, well, I don't want to buy gold and silver because the price goes up and down. Invest in these coins and you don't have to worry about it. Over 100% in value in those 2 years. Okay. The average annual return on investment grade coins, the average annual return on investment grade coins was more than 200% greater than the return on gold bullion. Wow. The return on investment grade coins in their best year was approximately 100% greater than the return on gold bullion in its best year. The return on investment grade coins in their 3 best years was still approximately 100% greater than the return on gold bullion in its best 3 years. Okay, so what does that, conclusion? There's high-graded coins and low-graded coins, and high-graded is going to be what we sell with 7K metals, MS70. Perfect. Absolutely perfect condition. There's 69 all the way down to 0. Now, you're not going to put it in a vacuum sealed case if having it in a certain condition isn't worth an extra value. But low-grade coins, they have advantages because they're often not as expensive. They're a little more common. You can have more of them. You do have to get them graded to know what their grade is. So even if it's a 63, you have to have I would suggest NCG or NGC or PCGS. Those are the two companies we use and the most reputable. High investment, these advantages are the much higher rate of return over a long time for investors. For example, if you had invested $10,000 into MS63, that means they're not even perfect condition. $10,000 in MS63 grade $2.50 Indians in 2002, you would have 20 coins. And it's not saying you needed $10,000. It's just an example. You would have 20 of those coins. Now, if you exited the market in 2005, the value would have been $42,000. Right? That's huge increase. So these coins are far less volatile if they're high grade because their price is based on supply and demand and the fact that they're like perfect condition. The day-to-day spot price does not directly affect the price of these coins. Just like low-grade coins, they have an extreme privacy attribution. They all are private. The government cannot require a 1099-B on these. And then there's multiple ways to exit the market. What's the disadvantage of a high-grade coin? It's higher in price. Therefore, you will not have as much of it if you're only buying. So that's why I buy bullion and MS70s. This MS70 Black Panther is very, very, very worth the $129 that we charge from the company, because it could be worth an unlimited amount. It could be $25,000. It could be $5,000. Either way, I don't care at that point that I spent $129. So I really hope this answers some questions. I tried to make it quick. It's still 8 minutes, but thank you. Appreciate you. And stay educated, folks.